Let us see a couple of numericals in AC. A current of 4 amps flows in a coil when connected to a 12 volt DC source. If the same coil is connected to a 12 volt 50 radians per second AC source, a current of 2.4 amps flows in the circuit. Determine the inductance of the coil. Also find the power developed in the circuit of capacitor. Capacitance is given and is connected in series with the coil. Okay, in this question actually you have a wire and you have a coil actually, and that coil has been connected to a DC circuit like this. The battery voltage is given, which is, this is the DC form, and 12 volts battery has been connected, let us say. Now when you connect this in a AC format, this XL, XC, these things will come only in AC, they will not come in DC. Okay, every coil will have its every coil, you know, in an ideal situation you will say that the wire offers no resistance, but in real conditions the coil will be offering some resistance, right? So when you talk about DC, you talk only about the resistance. Okay, so here in the DC format, you know the voltage, you know the current, you can get the value of resistance, and that is 3 ohms. Current is 12, it's given in the question. Okay, voltage is 12 and current is 4 amps. Okay, so resistance is 3 ohms. Now when you connect that in a AC format, he has given you the voltage, the peak value and omega. Okay, so in this, what are we trying to find out? Determine the inductance of the coil. So we have to find the inductance. Now here inductance means when you connect a coil to an AC circuit, this coil will have its inductive reactance and this wire also will have some resistance. So here R and XL will come into picture. You have to find Z value. Okay, so for finding Z value, what is the equation? Z is equal to root over R square plus XL square. XL is equal to omega L. Alright, now you know that this current in the AC format is provided and it is equal to 2.4 amps. So which current has been provided? RMS current is provided. Okay, so you know the current, and this IRMS is equal to voltage divided by the impedance factor. So this value we know VRMS is equal to, it has been told in the question that you have connected to a 12 volt AC source, so the VRMS value is provided as 12 and divided by root over R square plus omega square L square. What are the values you know here? You know the value of R, which you have determined now. Omega is provided and you need to find the value of L. So take it that side, and this will be 12 divided by 2.4. Remove the square root, it will become square, and then you have to solve. R value is 3, omega value is given as 50 into L. L is the unknown. You can find the value of L. You get 0.08 Henry. One mistake what I have done here is, initially I took this 50, I took it as frequency value. So be very careful. Always check the units. Radians per second. Theta by T is provided. What is theta by T? Omega only, no? So you have to be little careful. Even I also made a mistake here. So omega value directly is provided, not the frequency value. So from here you can calculate the value of L. Alright. Now there is another part of it. Also find the power developed in the circuit of 2500 μF capacitor is connected in series with the coil. So how the diagram will look like now? So there is an inductor, there is a capacitor connected in series to an AC source. So in this situation, he is asking you to find the power. Usually there will be asking, he is asking you to find the average power over one cycle. So in this situation, you have already calculated the L value, right? C value is provided to you. So you can work out XL and XC. XL is equal to omega L, XC is equal to 1 by omega C. Just put the values, you get XC 8 ohms and this is 4 ohms. So in order to find the power, the equation is Vrms into Irms into cos phi. This is the power factor. Power factor I told in some previous example also, you can find out by this diagram. Adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent value is R and impedance value is, this hypotenuse value is Z. So it will be R by Z. Okay. So here Irms can be written as voltage by resistance. Impedance is kind of a resistance only. No? So this will become square and Z square, B square by Z square into 3, 12 by 5. You are getting 17.28 watts. This is the average power. Okay, let's move to the next one. So in the diagram shown in the figure, V function is given. Find the other 4 functions. What are the other 4 functions? Of time I, Vc, Vr, Vl. Also find the power consumed in the circuit. V is given in volts and omega in radians per second. Okay. So a LCR circuit is provided. LCR circuit is provided. Its voltage is given. It's a AC source because it's time varying function, and their resistance, capacitance and inductance values are provided. Now always we come across this, voltage is ahead of current and all these things. Let us try to understand with a practical example. I will call VL as A, VR as B and VL as C. These are 3 people kind of working together, but it is like B starts the work at 10:30 when C is already working at 11 o'clock. C will be starting his work at 11 o'clock because he is behind B. When he started work, A already started the work at 10 o'clock, and now 10:01, 10:31, 11:01, all 3 are simultaneously. So preceded by means it's kind of this. So here we are, instead of time we are talking with respect to angle. Okay, so this is how you have to understand. So we are saying that if this is I and VR, they are in same phase. So VL is ahead of I by 90 degrees. VC is behind I because you will be always measuring the angle in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay. Now in the question, omega value is provided, and we can find out XL, XC, because L we have L values provided and C values given in the diagram. You can see this diagram, all 3 values are provided. So you can work out XL, XC. You get 50 ohms and 10 ohms. Now, so basically here what are we trying to find out? When all 3 are there, we have to get the Z value. Okay, so impedance factor will be equal to root over R square plus XL difference XC, whichever is more, square. So here if you see, XL value is 50, XC value is 10. So it will be 50 minus 10 square, you get 50 ohms. So what is the meaning of that? If XL is more than XC means this net value is in the upward direction. That means your impedance factor will be in this direction. Okay, that means voltage is ahead of current by which amount? The phi value, isn't it? This is what it is. You see, XL, XC, this is 50, this is 10, so net 40 is going up, 40, and this is the I assuming to be x-axis. So you get a phi value here. This voltage is ahead of current by phi value, 5 degrees. Okay, current is behind voltage or voltage is ahead of current. You can say anyway. Now So we need to get the peak values now. So peak value of current will be peak value of voltage by impedance factor. So peak value of current is how much? Peak value of voltage is how much? Look at this equation. Sine value can be 1 maximum. So V0 will be 200. All this you need to interpret from the data given. Sometimes implicitly they will not going to give you, explicitly they are not going to give you the value, saying that this V0 value is this much and all that. You have to guess from the given information. Okay, you get the peak current. Cos phi you can calculate by R by Z, which is 3 by 5. So phi is equal to cos inverse of 3 by 5. It's a known value, 53 degrees. Okay. Now, so this voltage, now here you need to understand one thing, that VR, VC, VL is there. All three are potential drops. When you add all this, you get a total function. You get the total function V function. So the total function V will be equal to summation of these three. So basically we have to work out VR, VL and VC. So for working out that, we need to know the peak value of the current and multiply with the corresponding resistance values. If you want VR, multiply with R. Okay. So peak value we have just worked out, it is 4 amps, 4 into 30. And similarly, if you see here, V value, when you calculated here, small point we have missed, V value you got 200 sine 100 t plus 30. This is what given in the question. Okay, and here we have just concluded that current is behind voltage by how many degrees? Phi. Phi has come to be 53 degrees. So I will be I0 is 4 sine this minus 53. So it will be 100t minus 23. I will be with this phase. Now you have worked out VR. So VR and I will be in the same phase. Look at this diagram. VR and I always are in the same phase. So VR, what will be the value? It will be 120 into sine 100t minus 23. Why 120? Because VR peak value is 120. We have just worked out. So now we need to get the VC value. VC is equal to peak current into XC. XC we have worked out earlier. XC was 10 and XL was 50. XC was 10 and XL was 50. So here you get 4 into 10, 40, and VC will be 40 into, now we have to see the phase. So capacitor is behind. Whatever is the current or VR, it is behind that by 90 degrees. So current is 100t minus 23. So another 90 behind. So you will get minus 113. Similarly, you need to get the VL value. It is I0 into XL. It is 200 volts. VL, what is the situation? It is ahead of current by 90 degrees. So current was in this phase. We need to add 90 to that. Okay. So this is 200 sine 100t plus 67. So you have VL, you have VC, and you have VR. You add all these three, you get the total V. Okay. And they also asked in the question, what is the power? What is the question is? Find the power consumed in the circuit. What is the power? So power, what was the formula? Power was Vrms into Irms into cos phi. Cos phi is the power factor which we have worked out to be 3 by 5. Irms will be, you just need to pick the peak values. This is the peak value divided by root 2. And similarly Vrms, peak voltage you will get from here. I told you that this sine value can be maximum 1, so it will be 200 divided by root 2. So you know all these three, when you calculate you get 240 volts. Okay.